During the 2018 NHL offseason, the St. Louis Blues would make a blockbuster trade, acquiring a disgruntled star in Ryan O'Reilly. I mean, disgruntled probably as in, please get me out of Buffalo, please. Giving up several future pieces that included a first-round pick and a former first-round pick in Tage Thompson. And with a team that was already led by players like Vladimir Tarasenko and Alex Pietrangelo, they looked fantastic.
Change taking place in St. Louis. Mike Yeo relieved of his duties overnight as the head coach of the St. Louis Blues, as the Blues sit in last place right now in the Central Division. Let's hear from the Blues.
On November 18th, 2018, after a very disappointing 7-9-3 record, the St. Louis Blues would fire coach Mike Yeo. An extremely bold move this early on into a season, especially when you consider that they didn't even have a backup plan. Craig Berube would be hired as an interim coach. The Blues didn't even have complete faith in Berube either. And well, it didn't get better.
The Blues have not gotten better. They haven't changed a bit. In terms of having expectations and the lack of delivery of those expectations, certainly the worst Blues season ever.
As of January 3rd, 2019, the St. Louis Blues were now the worst team in the NHL. And it was getting frustrating. I mean, you have the talent, you have the depth, but nothing is working. In fact, fights would begin erupting in practice, emphasizing the deep frustration the team was feeling at the time. And to put it into perspective, the Tampa Bay Lightning at this time in the season last year had a 29-15-4 record. The Blues at that same time, last place, a stark contrast between two completely different championship runs. However, with their backs against the wall, the St. Louis Blues would start a 25-year-old rookie goaltender with a total of 1 game of NHL experience. And Jordan Binnington would single-handedly bring this team back into playoff contention as he would lose his first 2 games, but, and I'm not even joking, Jordan Binnington would go 24-3-1 in the next 28 games. I repeat, on a last place team, Jordan Binnington 24-3-1 on top of having 4 shutouts in a 9-game span. Not to mention that not even 1 year prior, Binnington was about to get sent down from the AHL to the ECHL. He was going to the minors of the minors, but instead had one of the most incredible performances in hockey history. And with all this momentum, the St. Louis Blues, in a year where their team was literally in ruins, would go from last place in the entire NHL to winning their franchise's first Stanley Cup, in what was one of the most ridiculous redemption arcs we have ever seen. And you can contribute to the RTH channel arc by pressing subscribe and helping the channel hit 50,000 subscribers. Because by the time this video is up, we might just be there, which is just incredible. The support on this channel has been truly life-changing. Like, I'm not even joking, I remember thinking about 50,000 subs when I was a kid and just dreaming. So, more great hockey videos to come. One of the greatest, well, let's be honest, the greatest puzzle in hockey is trying to navigate and understand team chemistry. You put the right pieces in the wrong places, and well, there's basically no chance that that line and or player will ever live up to their potential. And that's the key word in this equation. How can a coach and a GM put the right players in the right places to maximize their potential? On June 21st, 2017, the Vegas Golden Knights during the expansion draft would surprise many by selecting William Karlsson.
Jackets, the Vegas Golden Knights select William Karlsson.
In fact, during the time of the expansion draft, the announcers had nothing even on Karlsson, so they briefly talked about his penalty-killing abilities. William Karlsson at the time was 25 and was at best a bottom 6 20-point role player, with next to no expectations besides being a depth player. And after they selected Karlsson, it would also be announced that the Knights would be taking David Clarkson's contract alongside of a first and second round pick, meaning Columbus wanted Vegas to take Karlsson. Columbus themselves even viewed him at best as a bottom 6 player. And well, William Karlsson would go from a depth player in the NHL, scoring a total of 6 goals the year before, to joining Vegas and putting up 43 goals and 73 points, reinforcing the fact that chemistry can single-handedly reinvent a player while at the same time creating a brand new question, which was just how many players like William Karlsson exist. You know, those players in the bottom 6 just waiting for that opportunity to break out and redeem themselves. Because not only has Karlsson developed into a star player, he hasn't been that 40-goal a season player, but still, Vegas got a redemption player in Karlsson who can put up 60-70 points, and you know, an additional first and second round pick. Not bad. And this also begs the question, and I'll ask you guys, can you try to guess who the next William Karlsson will be? Comment down below, and I'd love to know why. In 1993, Teemu Selanne, the Finnish Flash, would join a declining Winnipeg Jets team and put up, and I'm not even joking, 76 goals, 132 points in his rookie season for what was the greatest rookie season in league history by a mile. I mean, just over 10 years later, Ovechkin would rack up 52 goals, amazing, but still 24 goals behind Selanne. And throughout his entire NHL career, Selanne was a star, as he would take home 3 Maurice Richard trophies on top of many dominant seasons. But there was a problem. Selanne always played on terrible teams. I mean, don't get me wrong, he did have some good teams at some points, but at the age of 31, with almost a decade of NHL experience, Selanne only played in 21 playoff games. To put this into perspective, Crosby at this point already played 167 playoff games and had 3 cups, so a pretty big difference. And as the years went on, like almost every other player in NHL history, Selanne would begin to see steep regression, which was only compounded by no playoff success and several knee injuries. In 2003, Selanne would take a big contract cut as he would join a super team in Colorado that also had Paul Kariya and Joe Sakic. And now at the age of 34, this was Selanne's last hurrah. And I mean, it couldn't have worked out much better, since, like I just said, he was basically on an NHL super team. I mean, come on. Joe Sakic, Paul Kariya, Peter Forsberg, Teemu Selanne, a prime Alex Tanguay, and that's only a fraction of the list. Except Selanne, for the first time, being on a championship caliber roster, his first chance at a cup, would regress so much he would play on the 4th line, on top of getting scratched several times, including during the playoffs, as Selanne would put up a disastrous 16 goals and 32 points, or 60 less goals than his rookie season. And at this point, it was the end. Selanne was now turning 35 and had horrible knee issues, as he would actually have to take off an entire season from hockey to get knee reconstruction surgery at age 35. Yet, he had no team success in his entire Hall of Fame career. And to put into perspective, think of someone like John Tavares while he was on the Islanders, or Jack Eichel on Buffalo if he was never traded. It was just sad to see, except after not even knowing if Selanne was going to play another game of professional hockey in his career, he would instead make his return back to the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. And with low expectations and a team now led by rookies and Ryan Getzlaf and Corey Perry, Teemu Selanne, the Finnish Flash, was not done yet, not even close. 40 goals, 90 points in his return. A lot better than 16 goals and being placed on the 4th line not even 2 years prior. The next season, my man would return to 50-goal form. Unbelievable when you consider his career was literally done 2 years prior. And guess what? He would carry a young Ducks team to his first and only Stanley Cup at the ripe old age of 37, about to turn 38. Grandpa Selanne would complete his redemption arc and elevate himself to true legend status. Because in his career, he would go from having the best rookie season in NHL history to being scratched and placed on the 4th line, to coming back at age 37 after several knee surgeries and winning a cup. Incredible. Anyways guys, can you think of a redemption arc? Maybe your team or a player? I really enjoyed making this video, so comment down below and I'll give you a shout out in the next part if I do use your suggestion. Anyways though, if you enjoy the videos, make sure to press subscribe for some more awesome hockey content. And as always, thanks for watching.